This is February 15th, 2026. You know, where Henry Mock is a con man, if you start breaking down to what he said, see, I pissed the hell out of him on the way up to Fairlawn on January 1926. Okay? Where they had been leaving threats in stores, how they're going to get me. You know, my new husband Carl, where he's been terrorized by his family, trying to get him to relax, okay? Joking around with him. I said, you know, these people that yell stuff in stores, I said, being an FBI informant, I'm a government informant. I'm in the government witness protection program. I even talked to a guy that worked at the prosecutor's office, okay? You're an immunity from the government for helping out with this case. I said, they need to learn they can kiss my government-protected, government immunity informant ass. They can kiss the FBI's ass, Agent John's ass, the judge that signed its ass, the U.S. Constitution's ass. I said, and they need to learn and embrace it, that they can't touch me. I said, you know, my son Josh, when he was a teenager, used to listen to MC Hammer, You Can't Touch Us, and dance around with him. They need to realize they can't touch me. I said, you want to hear that song that he used to dance to? I put it on, and I'm going like this in the car. It pissed the hell out of him so bad. He came in and confessed. It was him. The weirdo that texted me the first month of the case, I think you're beautiful. It's like, thanks. Okay. He said, love is something on the beach. Okay, I don't know you. Okay. Well, it's really weird to go out to stores and people talk about him. Then he drive by. He's like, stalker. He was with the drug cartel. Okay. Now, if you start putting together the different things, he's all the bad guys. He's con me. Where he comes in, he said, I'm the one that got a hold of our line. I thought, you would look like that picture, but a lot thinner. Okay? The Instagram guy that instant messaged me. Okay? He said, I sent those messages. I proved to her husband she was cheating. That's not me cheating. That's you being weird. And that she's not, I tell all men she's not good enough for another man. I thought that crap's coming from you. Okay? I'm glad I never met her in person. I thought, me too. You wouldn't have got a pity date. Okay? He said, I'm the one, her new husband. I told his son I could steal everything for him. I heard he was down on that farm vandalized and stuff. I told him to stay out of it. I'm going to steal everything for him. For you're the one Will wants his land, so you're Will. Okay? So you're the fake attorney Will. He said, I have a judge's friend that's gonna enter the tape of Weird with Yourself. The shower scene the other, or he said, I found out Michelle's telling on us for what we're doing. He confessed. Where December 1st, 25, Walmart 62, an investigator shows up. Michelle showed up at my office, told us that these people confessed. That was November 23rd, 25, Macy Summit Mall. Okay, downstairs girls. That this whole thing was planned to extort money from the government. Her ex-husband was already connected to us, so we went to him, asked him if we could do it to her. He said yes if we made sure he got everything, and then it was. And he agreed we could do it to her. So, December 1st, 25, Michelle showed up in this investigator's office. That This whole thing was a scam to extort money from the government. Her ex-husband was involved, okay? And that the doctor from before was not one of hers. He works for them and they have lied. He was one of hers and she doesn't know who he is. It's HIPAA. The HIPAA law. They slaughtered it. Okay? And that guy Pete running his mouth in his office, she don't even know who he is. He's just some guy Dave hired on his own. And the tape of Weird with Yourself is photoshopped. These people already confessed. It's photoshopped of washing herself in the shower, and they put that in the other room. And they admitted they used hypnotic drugs on her when they drugged her and told her to say it before. The whole thing was just a scam. So, Michelle's calling on them for what they're actually doing. To extort money from the government. So, what does Henry Maffey say? I have a judge's friend that will enter the tape of Weird with Yourself. What is it? A shower scene in the other room. Well, what did Agent John say? We could always use Pete's tape of Weird with Yourself. It's Pete. He's Will and Pete. Gotta have it. And all the other tape confessions with drugs and told us there, hypnotic drugs, right? Won't enter it in court. Well, the FBI is busy with Minnesota. I have my judge's friend turn everything over to us. Pull a fast one on the FBI and steal all the cases' money before they know what happened to them. It'll be too late. Okay. December 18th, 24. They'd still have it. Walmart 62. A guy comes in. Michelle. That thing was a hotbed. First, two guys come in. They said she had charges. Okay. Other guys said that it's just a drug cartel. We called up the Ravenna courthouse. They said there's nothing against her. Just a drug cartel. Two other guys come in. Karen didn't know who Michelle was until January, March, and 19th. No, not until she announced herself. Right? These people said she threatened her. And if she threatened her, I didn't care what they did to her. And she didn't even know who she was. No, I made sure of it. I told that drug dealer that bet no one would want her after everything he did to her. To leave her alone, I found out Karen's getting remarried. Okay? I knew she had it in her. So who's Henry Maffey? A drug dealer. Do you... No, I want you to think about January 5th, 25. Somebody comes in. What is this? Another FBI agent lied to a U.S. Marshal? We already have the agent of her case taped. To let all this happen, he thought she threatened his daughter. Find out she didn't even know who she was. That wasn't Henry Maffey. So Henry Maffey had been saying that. Find out that she didn't even know who she was. Okay? He's on the one telling people he's agent of my case. Well, if you think of that short, blonde-haired girl showing up that she could have anybody drug being raped, she just had to have some guy. She was above the law. She was George Pete's daughter. And then she laughed said, I'm actually Will's daughter. She actually said Agent Will's daughter. He's a fake Agent Will. So you think all the people he's in a big imposter. What did Agent John say to me on the recorded line? For we could always use Pete's tape a word with herself, the shower scene in the other room. Something else about me. And what are you talking about? Because it's Photoshop and I don't know who it is. Never mind. It's Henry Muffin. Oh. See what I mean? You break it down by what people say. Everything's Henry Muffin. And then you gotta think of September 30th, 25. Okay? 1 o'clock in the morning. Some biker pulls up outside my work, screaming at this girl. They showed up and told all of us what's going on. That this whole thing was your family's drug dealers. Is that what's going on? Yes, I'm sorry. Does she even know who you are? No, and I don't want her to know. She don't even know who you are, and you had her skull bashed in, her raped and tortured because your family was in debt to drug dealers? Yes, I'm sorry. I listened to her friend Matt and her talk September 13th, 23. That Ohio drug dealers were threatening the agent that was over a case's life because they thought he let all those people be human trafficked. And it was your family? Yes, I'm sorry. My car's run by that behind. Get it? Your family even human trafficked people to pay back those drug dealers you owed? Yes, I'm sorry. Oh. Oh my God. He screamed at that girl and screamed. And she sang like a canary for everyone to hear. Okay? Now, well, that's September 30th, 25, 1 o'clock in the morning. Within a week or two, I'm down in New Philly. They're talking about a clear down in New Philly. Some guy was in KOC talking to a lady and another guy. I told everybody leave her alone and never say a word to her again. We all know this whole thing was that family's debt to drug dealers. They were trying to get enough money to pay them back, and everybody was helping them out with a scam. And my God, that Michelle, so she's a Michelle too. It's a common name anyways. Confessed. This was, that her family was even human trafficking people to pay back those drug debts. Everybody heard. No one saying a word. We already knew this whole thing was a scam. To extort, to get money to pay those, this whole thing was a scam to get enough money to pay back those drug dealers. No one saying a word to her. They're telling people in New Philly. Where August 3rd, 23, some bad cars are driving by when I'm at Fred Martin. Some guy gets on the phone. Do you want to pull over a meter? You don't want her to know who actually did this to her? Did you get enough money to pay him back? If you did, tell him to leave her alone. Beginning of the case, they said it was somebody's dad to drug dealers. The whole thing was. Yeah. Henry Moffitt, where they said, you tell that guy Will that was to pull off a scam here. The other Michelle, the long hair blonde hair girl, Michelle, is the one telling on her. Okay? Telling us that take care of her. Where they talk about Bill from the Freemasons' big scam. May 26, 25. Walmart 62. Or they were making, something while they were laughing about Bill from the Freemasons' big scam with the dirty of being drugged and told to say a photoshopped a washing ran a scam off of it. Laughing about it like it was funny. That was May 25th, 25, May 26th, 25. Walmart 62. We heard they were making fun of Bill from the Freemason scam, the dirty doctor not being one of hers works for them and they have lied. And the whole thing was a scam. From Bill. Who does he think he is? He's Bill from the Freemason. Will Pete. Agent Will. And remember retired Judge Pete, friends with Ludick, letting him get away with crimes. He's retired Judge Pete. I can guarantee Ludick don't know who he is. And where they said it was a judge's kid, so they let her get away with all this. They don't let judges' kids get away with shit. And up there was a judge that got arrested for drunk driving. They don't even let the judges get away with stuff. He's a con man. Break it down. Where she's at Faith Family Church. I'm actually Agent Will's daughter. We're above the law. And the law can't stop us. We can commit any crime and they can't stop us. And they told that shit everywhere. And then February, 9th, 10th, Walmart 62. How Will Mood was showing off here how powerful he is. And then he could have somebody harmed him in front of everyone. That's part of their scam. And that law enforcement can't stop him. And that girl said it. Yeah. And that girl that was real heavy lost is all that weight. He paid for a nose job. More likely, he paid somebody to punch her in the nose, broke her nose. They don't pay for nothing but for themselves. They isolated her alone and moved her off where no one can find her. And I thought, why would they do that? He's so great and powerful. And I thought, I heard that statement. Where they isolate you alone where no one can find you. And move you off. And then it's too late. You're gone forever. It's when they sell you and kill you. Someone needs to find that girl. That's not even funny. Remember Officer Mark? Because you think of December 18th, 25. I told that drug dealer that bad. No one had ever wanted her after everything he had done to her. To leave her alone. Where he tells all men that I'm not good enough for another man. It's Henry Moffitt, he's a drug dealer, pulling the biggest con in the world. Agent John, what do you want? What do you want? The biker got his kid's confession that this whole thing was their family's debt to drug dealers. I pissed Henry Moffitt off, not knowing he was listening. Telling them they all can kiss everyone's ass. And then joking around with Carl that you can't touch this. You know, made him so angry. He came in and confessed, you're welcome. Oh, and the investigators did get it because on January 20th, 26th, they showed up in Belden Lab and he was telling everybody they were having an affair and he admitted they never met him. He had never met her. You know? See, that's where you don't have to be the most handsome man in the world. Girls, after you're teenagers, they look at what kind of person you are. They look if you're going to be good, kind, and reliable, not cheat on them. They're looking for a partner. And they love you with all your heart for who you are, not your looks. But you could be the most handsome man in the world, and you're a serial killer, you're repulsive. That guy's so repulsive with everything he's doing, he's ugly as a horse's ass, and he's got the small dick syndrome. He thinks he has to hurt people to prove his manhood. Oh, investigators were laughing because I said that to Carl. He wouldn't have got a pity day. Like I said, he never met me in person. I didn't even know he existed until he instant messaged me. It's that bad. Never talked to him like that in person. Never even met him. If he was in a restaurant with me, I didn't know. What's really scary, at Altman Hospital the other day, they said he follows me around. He gets mad when I'm out with my husband. He was telling people he was really in love with me. He's lying, he's stalking me. Alright. And then he gets mad when any man gets near me. He's stalking me. What's really scary is when they said Will holds Karen at night. I had never met that man in person, so more likely he's my rapist. Where they called him a serial rapist, it's him. Agent John, you should have shot him. You should have shot him. I don't know this man from Adam. You gotta think. Never met me in person. I don't know him. Then you think about Danny sat across the parking lot. Where I asked Dad what on earth is going on. He said he hired some guy named Pete on his own. It was Pete and his men in her home before. Pete has her frame. Pete has her tape the filthy, dirty statement. He's Pete, the guy Dave hired on his own. Drug deal. They didn't know I overheard him. I never talked to him in person. I didn't even know who he was. Just some drug dealer Dave hired. Running the biggest con. Dave hired him. I'm gonna upload this.